mean tau max will be equal to what? Stress B minus by stress A. Okay. And then we are going to divide by 2. So if I'm going to write this statement again, this will be equal to what? Stress max minus by stress mean divided by what? Divided by 2. So if we were to recall the lecture on Wednesday, remember, there are 2 conditions on Tresca, yes or no? So we have just satisfied, right? So we just found out that our circle is not like this. Our 3D mole circle is not in this configuration, yes or no, right? Rather, because if it's this configuration, you can just use what? Stress max divided by 2. But it's not. Okay, so when it's not, it's in the other condition where it's equal to what? Stress max minus stress mean divided by 2. And this is our currently 3D mole circle. Okay. Right. So from here, this is all the analysis that you need to do. So next is we start throwing numbers into the formula now. Okay. So we are going to consider again, we are going to consider element I. Okay. So stress X is equal to minus Px over A, right? And minus Mz over Izz multiplied by Y. Okay, so this is our stress in extraction. We're going to let C be the radius of the shaft. So at the end of the day, right, we are going to determine what? What are we going to determine, anyone? Determine C. Okay, I know after so long, right, you forget what we're trying to determine, yes or no? That's the problem when you quarrel, you know. After quarrel for so long, you forget what you're fighting about. Same like doing problems like this, okay? So we know that the area is equal to pi c squared. And we know that Izz, by the way, this will be given, okay? Pi c4 divided by 4, okay? And we are also aware that J is equal to 2I. J is equal. So from here, we know that stress X will be equal to minus Px. So Px is equal to what? Px is equal to 2500 divided by pi c4 over 4. Okay. Now I don't want to integrate the pi into it because I need to deal with decimal places. I just leave pi as like pi. Then we have mz. Okay, so mz is equal to what? Mz is equal to 1800. Hey, Eugene, are you sure today? Come on, what's wrong with you? Pi c squared. Then minus mz. So mz is equal to 1800 over pi c4 divided by 4. Then you have a y, which is c over here. Okay. So I'm going to simplify the equation a bit, but I'm not going to put pi inside because I like to deal with whole numbers. And then minus by 1800, 72,000 over pi c cubed. And to make matter easier for us, I would like to have a common denominator. So this happens to be our equation number 1. So the next thing that we like to do, so this is for the normal stress. Okay, so the normal stress, if we go back to our element, we have determined our normal stress already. Next, we're going to determine our shear stress. So the shear stress is equal to Tx over J multiplied by C. So the torque is equal to, what was the torque? 27600. 27600 divided by J. So J is equal to twice of I, right? So J is equal to pi C squared of pi C4 over what? Over 2. Okay. So this is equal to pi C4 over 2. And then we multiply by C again. Okay. So at the end of the day, we get 55 over pi C cubed. So that's our equation number 1. This is our equation number 2. So once we have sorted this out, we go back to our element. I'm just going to cut and paste. Bear with me. So now we know that this will be equal to what? Stress X is equal to, what do we have? Is equal to minus 2500 minus by 72,000 over pi C cubed. And then our shear is equal to 55200 over pi C cubed. Okay. So because we have constructed our 3D mole circle, because we have constructed our 3D mole circle, the most important circle is on the what? Exact plane. Okay. So we can get rid of the rest. We found which is our biggest circle. So now we are trying to determine what is our stress A and what is our what? For stress B. And you guys know how to do this really, really well now. Yes or no? Right? So this is our point naught, and the distance from here to here. This is our radius or our tau max. So why do we need to find stress A and stress B? Remember, we are trying to capture the formula where tau max is equal to what? Stress max minus by what? Stress mean divided by what? Divided by 2, yes or no? Okay, so stress A corresponds to our stress mean. Stress B is our what? Stress max. Okay. So that's why we have to determine what those values are. So the next we're going to do is we're going to determine the center of circle. Which is equal to our stress average. So stress average will be equal to what? So will be equal to stress X plus by stress Z divided by 2. So we know that stress X, we know that is minus 2500 C minus by 72,123. Then divide by what? 2 pi C cubed. So that is our stress average. Then we have to calculate our what? The next thing that we have to do is we have to determine our tau max or radius of the circle. which is equal to tau max. Now, it seems like a lot, but it's not difficult, okay? Some of you will say, yes, so we say. So we know that this is our stress average. We know that this is our shear XY. Okay, so now we just need to put everything together. And it looks quite, I won't use the word ugly, but messy. Okay, so this will be equal to what? This will be equal to stress average. I'll write out the formula first for you. Okay, so by viewing the mole circle is stress average squared plus by shear xz squared. This is again by viewing what? Mole circle. You don't need any complex formula for this, which is ridiculous. Okay. So from here, we know that this will be equal to what? So stress average, which we have calculated, is minus 2500 C minus by 72,123 divided by 2 pi C cube squared. And then you plus by 55,200 over pi C cube. So from here, we can determine our stress max and our stress mean. So this is equal to stress average plus by minus by your what? By your tau max. Basically, we are looking at our principal stress magnitude. So stress average is equal to minus 2500 C minus by 72,123 divided by 2 pi C cube, right? Plus or minus, I'm given a blessing that I'm writing on a tablet. Just put the whole thing down here. Okay. So if we were to look at the formula, right? Stress max, okay, shear max is equal to stress max minus by stress mean divided by 2, right? So if we were to now consider, we are given that this is 50 times 10 to the power of 6, and then I multiply by 2, this will be equal to stress max minus by stress mean. So this will be equal to 100 times 10 to the power of 6. And this will be equal to, so I bring the 2 over. So stress max this is plus. And then you're going to minus the whole thing by stress mean. I think we should write our exam on a tablet. What do you think? And then this is equal to what? Minus, right? So because you have a minus sign down here, this will be equal to what? This will be equal to twice of this. And this is equal to 100 times 10 to the power of 6. Okay. Why is that? Because minus this term over here, minus by this term over here, it cancels out, yes or no? Plus over here, minus, minus, you take out the bracket, will become what? Plus. So from here, can you solve this equation? Yes. Yep. Yeah, I'm teaching now. I have to obey like how it formulate to that form. right? You can jump to here. No, you can wait. You cannot jump to there because you don't have a 2 down here. Because over here, if you just use this formula down here is 50 times 10 to the power 6. You don't have the 2. Huh? Oh, wait, cancel out? Oh, yeah, you cancel. Yeah. I'm just very focused down here. Okay? Right. I'm gonna stop here. We will come back and we will solve this. Okay? And solving this using your calculator. So I have to evaluate you based on the calculator. The calculator will give you the wrong answer. I have to accept what is on the calculator. I will teach you how to get the precise value of C, because in the exam, you are only allowed a what? Calculator. I'll see you guys. Have a fantastic weekend.